Welcome to another episode of For the Sake of Heaviness. As always, I'm Merciful Mike, and I'm here with the legendary
Mongo.
Mongo.
my my name is Butch. What's up?
Mongo Balich. I meant Butch. All right, today we are joined by Lockhart. We've got Devon Kerr and Jason Junop. Thank you guys for joining us. We're really excited to talk about the new album, City Pulse, which was released June 12th. And it looks like the vinyl will be available July 3rd, if I'm reading all that correct.
Yeah, something like that. It got delayed in Europe. I guess the pressing plant had some issues, so out of our control. So it's
No,
one of
no.
those some date in July, and then we'll get it
Yeah.
sometime shortly after then. But I think High Roller is going to start slinging those records in early July.
I pre-ordered it, and I've got July 3rd as my delivery date, so hopefully it'll get here. In the meantime, Butch and I have really been enjoying the promo. Everything sounds really good. We'll get into the guts of that. So yeah, just like you said, Devin, City Pulse on High Roller Records. Now Jason, you guys have been you and Devin have been together for quite a while. You guys have been friends for a while, and the idea of Lockhart's been kind of floating around since about 2013, 14.
Well, 2015 I first heard Devon's demos, and I was a big fan of them. I really pushed him to do something with it, and it took quite a few years to make something happen, but we finally made it happen.
Evan, you want to kind of speak to that? Because I know, like Jason said, this stuff has been in development for a while. I mean, I know you guys have your respective bands, Jason with Cauldron and Devon with Axxion. So when did you guys finally figure out the time was right for Lockhart to start getting a little more serious?
Okay. Well, these songs or the whole concept of Lockhart kind of started maybe 2014, just as a concept of writing songs like this. I hadn't even, got down to getting it started yet, but 2015 is when we started demoing some stuff. And for a long time, I was looking for a particular job that kept requiring me to get haircuts. And to be quite honest, I wanted to do this music pretty right 100%. And I didn't think that I could pull off the entire image that I wanted for this. Like I wanted it to be 100% authentic. And subconsciously, I mean, that's why it was always on the back burner. Eventually I, landed the job, and then I didn't have to do interviews anymore and look like I pretended, I could pretend to be a professional. And then the hair grew out, and immediately got to work. Like there was no, rest. So it sounds stupid. The music was always there. I was always writing, but I didn't want to release anything until I was ready.
Just to kind of build on that too, because the idea of Lockhart from the very start was always to be a little bit more melodic and AOR oriented, because between, again, your respective bands, which are a little more on the heavy side, was this just another side of you guys that you wanted to get out on the lighter side, a little bit more of the 80s style rock and AOR?
I think so. I mean, in my other band, Axxion, a lot of my writing influence actually comes from this side of things, and I just sprinkle it on, right? Where, Ken, the primary songwriter in that band, may present me with something that he wrote, and then I'll just, give it a little bit of my own spice, where here Jay and I kind of had full control over what we wanted to do, and there was no limitations we have to be metal or whatever. So it was a little bit more freedom, a little more forgiving from that side of things. There's fewer rules in the metal side of things.
I get you.
And with Cauldron, we could always take from those influences and put them through the Cauldron filter and make it sound like Cauldron.
Right.
But with Lockhart, we didn't have to do that. We could just go straight for the money.
That's kind of like you said, Devin. It's very freeing. It lets you guys breathe a little bit more,
So
and the
it's
expectations aren't always
two
there.
different avenues to
Right.
take the same sort of. It's all about the songs and the songwriting.
Right.
With Cauldron and with Lockhart and with Axxion as well. But we just find different avenues of taking it down. You know, with Cauldron, it has to sound like Cauldron. So,
right. Do you guys feel like it was also a good time now? It seems like Mike and I talk about this, and it seems like a lot of us, especially a lot of us that grew up during that time period in the 80s and remember, and maybe at the time, like I know for myself back then, I did like AOR, but I definitely skewed more into metal. But as I get older, like I find myself going back and appreciating a lot of that music a lot more now. And it feels like the metal scene, like the quote unquote true metal scene, there's like bands shooting out from there that are being accepted by the scene. You get bands, Night Flight Orchestra has been around for years, and they kind of float that 70s kind of vibe into the early 80s thing. But then you got, Nestor. And so it feels like good timing. And I'm not, not that you guys did it purposely to time like that. I'm just saying, like, it just feels like a really good time for the band to come out, because for whatever reason, it just feels like people are like really, like, I think people like really want that melodic, they like, we still want melodic metal, but I think there's a part of us, I know there's part of me that I eat this stuff up. Like, just
for us, it just happened at a time when it worked for us to be able to do it, and that's it. And like I said, the songs have been around for over 10 years now. So
and these bands. I'll go here. These bands that you're mentioning, like we have. I want to say in other interviews or in reviews or whatever, I'm learning about all these modern AOR bands. I've never heard of them before. Like, we're not like sitting there trying to figure out what is the right thing to do for AOR today. And it seems that, some people, when they're listening to us, will think like, oh, this has been done before or something. That's the fucking point, right? Like, well, I'm not trying to be innovative here. I'm not trying to create new synth sound. Like, I think that when you listen to the synthesizer on Separate Ways Journey, it's perfect. Don't fuck with it. It's done, right? Yeah. Like, you don't need to go buy a new Yamaha fucking 2026 keyboard and make it sound like something that's never been done before. And some people seem to think that, that's where we're missing the mark, and that's not the point. So it's the right time, and it's completely organic. Like I have no idea what's going on in AOR in the world right now. I don't think Jay does either.
I haven't a clue. I've always said we're not scientists. We're just music fans. Sure. So we create music that we want to hear. And
I just real quick. I didn't mean to cut you off. I didn't mean to come across like I was like you guys had this master plan or anything like that. I guess more my point was, in my inarticulate way, is that I think it's like the fact that the album is out now coinciding with this. It's a great time for it to be out, since I think people are like, at points in the past, I think people would have been like, it's not metal. Those dudes are my metal guys. What are they doing? And now I think there's like people like, older fucks like me and Mike are like, can appreciate that shit more now.
I'm the same way. I mean, we're probably close to the same age, and the older I get, the less I care. I just want to hear what I want to hear. And
I think too, kind of what Butch was saying is, I think a lot of the bands back in like our younger days, when we were all, in that mode of you're a poser, all that.
Yeah, there was rules back then.
Yeah, no fucking keyboards back. I mean,
right. It's true.
we made exceptions. Like I made exceptions right and left for Greg Giuffria, but
Yep.
some of the other band, if Motley Crue or some of these other bands started, King Cobra started slipping keyboards into their records. You're like, what the fuck is this? Icon Night of the Crime back then. I was like, what is this? And now I love it.
I think a lot of those bands all of a sudden are getting the credit
almost
that's
has
due.
that rule.
Say that again, Jason. What was that?
Cauldron still kind of almost has that rule, but we'll let it slide once in a while. Now that we're older,
right? Yeah, it's true. I think the older we get, a lot of the bands that we were pointing fingers at, we've come a long way, and we realize, hey, those bands were pretty good. And I actually think the younger generation is too. I can point to my son and his band, and there's no gatekeeping with those kids or finger pointing posers and all that. Those guys, they love everything. If it sounds cool, they're all over it. So I think that speaks well to what you guys are doing in Lockhart too. And from what I can tell on my side, the response has been pretty damn good too. I think people are thoroughly enjoying everything they've heard so far.
Yeah, my experience. I mean, I'm like what 12 years younger than Jay, so my experience growing up with metal was the same, except it was like the early 2000s, like death metal, when there was no traditional metal at all going on, and it was almost like the end of grunge had completely like would humbled like stage performance, and everyone had to be like shy, not shy, but like Lizzie Borden hair. You had to like almost blend in. You had to have the same cargo shorts on as the guys in the crowd.
No more P-way trousers.
Right? Yeah, no keyboards. I've heard that so many times, and it almost was so. I've heard it so many times and for so long that to me, as someone who plays piano, I thought like there's a hole in like the metal scene, at least where I'm at right now. Like no one's doing this, and I've always enjoyed it. So I thought someone's got to do it. Someone's got to do it, right? And it's kind of it's all or nothing, right?
Right.
I don't like if you're gonna go on stage and if you're gonna play or be in band photos or whatever, you gotta be. People need to see it, and you want them to talk about it, good or bad. I don't care if they say these guys look nuts, like that. At least they're saying something.
Right.
If we just look normal, no one's gonna even think about it. Just next. So it's the idea.
Devon, it sounds like and correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like for the most part, the vision for each song comes from you. So then do you kind of present things to Jason? I mean, how does the writing process go back and forth as far as, the song structure goes?
For the most part, yeah. Jason's super, like he's a busy man. So I have a lot more free time to write these songs. It started with the first three. And as this record came on and went more into development, Jay included Together as None, which is his composition.
Yeah.
I sprinkled a couple things in there that matched the album, not necessarily, like my personal, idea of what would be best for the song. It's just compared to the rest of the album, what would work on Together as None.
Sure.
And and I think moving forward, Jay's always got a lot of opportunity to, for future singles or whatever to, put forward his music. But I also always encourage Jay to put Cauldron and Cauldron writing first, because I think that's what's important on that side of things.
Sure.
So not wasting too much time on trying to make the perfect AOR album. I can handle songwriting, but I don't like to micromanage any like bass line writing or drum writing or any of that. As far as I remember in the studio side of things, there was very little coming from me, requesting any changes. I think if anything, Jay requested changes out of me
Okay.
for a wrong chord or something, right? So,
How long was the recording process, and where'd you guys record the album?
various studios uh, in London, Ontario, at a place called Bloodwood Studios. I did all the vocals and keyboards. Uh, Fabio recorded in Italy in Fab's. I can't even remember what the studio is. Fab to See Studios or something like this. Fantasy Studios. And Jay worked up in Muskoka.
So you guys
It
still
took,
stayed fairly remote during the process.
yeah, we got together a few times to, you know, manage each other or like do some big vocal parts. And
Yeah, Devon came up to Welfare Sound and we did some vocals at Muskoka Recorders.
yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, it took the vocals took forever. So that's the
I never went anywhere.
yeah. I came up to Muskoka to record, and then the rest of it I would do in London. But when it came to guitar and keyboard, that was all pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
I had settled on the sound months in advance,
Sure.
like the patches and everything.
Mm-hmm.
The guitar tone was very. It's mostly just a Rockman, like Boston guitar sound. There's no.
I was going to ask you that specifically because listening to the album, I mean, there's a lot of influences in there, but Boston popped up a lot tone wise. So that's funny that you bring that up.
I loved it because there's no options on that thing. You plug in and it's distortion, clean, and you can put a chorus on or off. That's it. There's no knobs.
Simple.
So you can't spend any time trying to screw with the sound. But it took a long time with vocals because I sat there with a keyboard in the studio and I was writing various vocal harmonies and different options and different movements, and
Sure.
I had to eventually settle on things. So I would say the entire process probably took 10 months, something like that.
Okay.
And I would like 8 of those months was vocals.
Wow. Okay. I gotcha. Jason, I wanted to ask, because Devon brought it up, was it you that brought Together as None in as, hey, we can rework this as a Lockhart song, or was it the other way around, or how did that work its way into the Lockhart album?
That song came about when I heard No Chance in Heaven.
Okay.
And not too long after that, I woke up one afternoon from a nap with that song completely written in my head, and I just picked up a guitar and put it down. And we knew it was a little bit pushing it for Cauldron to go in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
So we tried to keep we kept it stripped down, but once we were putting the Lockhart record together, we thought, we could really take this song to a new level. We can do things with it that we couldn't do with Cauldron.
Sure.
So we did it, and I feel like you have two different songs.
Yeah, it caught me by surprise when I first heard it, because I was like, I know I've heard this before. And then I'm like, oh shit, that's a Cauldron song. But hearing it within the confines of Lockhart, I was like, this sounds great.
And what Cauldron does in a lot of instances is we'll take a song that sounds like that Lockhart version of that song and make it a Cauldron song. This time we did the opposite. We took a heavier song and made it more accessible.
It's a great song. Either way, both versions of it are great. So,
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, as we listen to the album, and Butch and I have talked about it a little bit too, there's definitely the AOR, but I think there's also, Butch brought up Jafria. I hear a lot of Jafria. I hear Europe in there. I even hear a little bit of Dokken. I don't think, or I should say, I think the way that you guys recorded this and the way that everything sounds, I know a lot of people are real quick to just say, "Oh, it's '80s," but it's not. It's way beyond just that. I think you guys have crafted something that absolutely represents where we are in 2026, but it's got those special flavors to it that we all like. So I think that speaks volume to how you guys presented the album.
Right. Well, I mean, if everyone nowadays is copying what everyone else is doing, well, that's not really new anymore, right? So
Right.
if we're taking something that's kind of, I don't want to say forgotten, but not really being overdone these days, that's kind of more fresh than doing what other bands are currently doing, in my opinion. So
For sure.
we put a new twist on things, we make it fresh. And it's
Right.
always about the song first. You know, if you have a strong song, you can take it anywhere. You can do anything with it. It's all about the song.
That's what I was going to bring up. I feel like an album like this, like there's such a focus on the song. Like it's something that, and I'm not saying bands don't focus on songs now, but there's like I think there's good songwriting throughout the years. It's good songwriting, and like it's just like it's got that. I think no matter what time period you would, some of these songs, like you wouldn't know love. Like that's my favorite song on the record. Like I just feel like I could hear it popping out of the radio in '87. I could hear it. No, it's just good songwriting. Like you can always in the studio, how you make it sound is like, but is one thing. But at the end of the day, it's all about the songs. And I think there's you could definitely tell there was a loving focus on songwriting on the record. I mean, again, like there's just some of the stuff. There's a lot of stuff that comes out now that I like that like maybe sometimes leans a little bit more style over substance. Whereas I think that this is like the style's there certainly, but the substance is definitely there. Like the writing, the attention to detail in the writing and the vocals, and great choruses.
Huge choruses.
Well, I believe a well-written song is timeless. So
absolutely.
I think this album, if you dumbed it all down to like 8-bit like video game music with no character, all the songs would still be great. Like you would still listen to this and go, yeah, this works, right? It doesn't rely on that style you're talking about. It doesn't lean on it, at least. I think there is style, but we're not relying on like squeaky guitars or squeals or whatever, or sounding intense. It's more about getting it laser sharp and perfect. And I want to say also that in '87, you probably would have been able to hear You Wouldn't Know Love on the radio because it's a Michael Bolton and Cher.
Cher, yep.
Oh, of course, I'm an idiot. Of course.
Yeah, but that's the point. We didn't make that clear, right? Because we're metal guys that have made an AOR album essentially for metal people. Yeah. And we got Nick from Vulture and Municipal Waste, like Municipal Waste, one of the heaviest bands going, to play on the Cher song, right? And people listen to it, and we hid in the liner notes that it's Cher. I didn't want to make it too obvious. I want people to like the song first and then go, shit, I like Cher.
Yeah. That's so funny because like I didn't even think to look at like the writing credits. I just have been listening to the record like straight through, and everything sounds like it all fits together. And I'm like, son of a bitch, doesn't that figure? Well, I love the rest of the songs too. Don't get me wrong. It's not like that Cher song's the good one, and then the rest of it, fuck you guys.
No,
well,
I've heard.
Butch, it's my favorite song on the record too. That's always been my thing is taking a song that should have been a hit that people don't remember and redoing it.
And it brings it back to the forefront. Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Totally agree.
Definitely.
Yeah, just what Butch said too, with the choruses, they're so damn catchy. And I think every song is memorable too. I think that's a big part of what makes this album so good is every song stands on its own, but they're all memorable. I mean, I'm walking around, and I got the chorus, "They Can't Shake It" in my head, and I'm like, man, it speaks so much to how good everything is. But I did want to ask one thing, Devin, as far as when you were talking about recording the vocals, is it a rough separation between your vocal style and action compared to Lockhart? Because you can hit those high register notes with action. So is that a hard place to find? Are you like, I gotta tone it down here a little bit, or how does that work for you?
Uh, I mean, there are some high notes that I hit, like in No Chance in Heaven. I go really high in the back vocals. Um, I go. I use some of the high register, but I tried to hold back a little bit because it's something that I've never really been able to showcase in action. Is that I have a versatile, you know, singing ability. So I thought, let's sing like a singer for a minute here
Sure.
and see where it goes. And some people want it really high, and some people want it right in the middle, and it's everyone has their preferences. But yeah, I had to do a few things differently to make this sound the way it did. There's different studio techniques that we use to make things sound like a wall of sound
Hmm.
when you get those like City Pulse chorus, say, right?
Right.
Stuff like that, where it all just comes in all at once. And yeah, it didn't happen by accident. So yeah, it was pretty it was thought through.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Um, can we talk about the videos for a quick sec? Because I love them and they really relay the vibe of what you guys are going for. Where did you guys do the videos? Was that just a soundstage someplace, or because they turned out looking great. I love them.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah, so City Pulse, we recorded up in Muskoka in Emily and Ken from Action's garage. They have a
It was
big
Emily on
garage.
drums then. I was
Yeah.
wondering if that was her. Okay.
Yeah, Fabio was in South America for an Enforcer tour at the time, and he just couldn't make it. So, and we had to do it because the single was coming out.
Yeah.
So, we used who we could, but we used their garage. We turned it into a set. We brought our own lighting. We brought our own. We filmed it ourselves. Actually, that's
Okay.
our low budget. We had no budget. Like we were, there's no money in this, right? So,
Sure.
and we used a friend of mine, Cam, who's like he's involved in horror movies. He did. What was the last band? Autopsies. One of Autopsy's recent music
Oh wow.
videos.
Nice.
And he does these campy horror like films all the time. So he knows what he's doing. And I asked him to edit City Pulse, which he did with our, you know, amateur footage, and he made it as good as he could. And then, but he also agreed to do the Can't Shake It video, which was shot professionally. But that after that, we had signed a record deal, right? And then we had some money to work with, and we were able to, at least budget a real music video where we could, you know, didn't have to work out of our
So
basement.
yeah, City Pulse
Right.
was done in a garage, and Can't Shake It was done on a soundstage.
Okay. You know what though? For City Pulse, you guys did a great job of conveying like a big room because it does come across that way. So not bad at all. And
Thanks.
I love seeing Ian Chains come in there for the solo on Can't Shake It. That was awesome.
Yeah, originally I asked him to do the solo on Together Is None. I thought that made sense,
Sure, yeah.
he plays on it, and he was like, "No, I'm definitely not doing that one. Give me another one." I was like, "Oh, okay." So yeah, it's Can't Shake It, and he killed it. What a great job! Like when he recorded that in the studio, I was saying like that is the last thing. If I was in charge of this guitar solo, I would never come up with this. I would come up with something perfectly fine, but that was it's so cool to bring in someone with their own ideas and then get a solo like that. I was so happy. So thanks to Ian.
That's
Ian's a
awesome.
perfectionist.
Yeah.
Cool.
I know firsthand.
Yes, you do. So where does this leave you guys as far as getting out and playing live?
That's
Because
what
I
I was
know
just gonna
that
ask.
Yeah, I know that you guys have got crazy, lives, jobs, family. We get it, but I mean, is there a possibility to get you guys out for some live shows, even if it's in your immediate area? What's the scoop on that?
In the immediate area, I don't think so. Um, what these songs, like whether these songs will go to a stage, that is a real possibility. Whether, but I mean, we got to find a band. There's only
Hmm.
three of us. Jason's availability with Cauldron, and with other things, and my availability and Fabio's availability. I mean, Fabio's a professional musician. He's always on the road, so
Right.
the stars got to align, and it's got to be the right gig. Like we're not just going to go play a small little club with
Sure.
songs on like this. So if it was the right festival or whatever, um, yeah, it's definitely possible, and it would just be rallying up pros to do it.
Sure. I
Luckily, we
understand
have
that.
some connections, though, right? Like we can call upon some pretty darn good musicians to make this work. But yeah, it'd have to be the right thing. We're not actively searching to start touring like Brandon, Manitoba, and again Moose Jaw.
I guess I thought immediate area just because maybe for the sake of being easier, everybody's
Yeah, yeah.
somewhat in the same area, but no, I understand that completely too.
But we'd love to play a big stage. Like that'd be great. But and it's just logistics. So
Yeah.
the offer comes in, we accept, and then move from there. And we need a good amount of time notice. It couldn't be like, can you do this next week? We need like a
Yeah.
year to get everyone and get
Yeah.
a whole lineup settled.
You guys would look really good on the European festival circuit next year, 27. That would be something. That'd give you a
For
time frame
sure.
too.
I'll wait on the calls.
Yeah. Tell Wolf over there at Shore Shot to get you guys over there.
Right?
Yeah.
You guys could get Rick Saunders. I don't know how busy he is these days. I mean, get him to come and sit in the band.
That would work.
Yeah.
We got some big names we could call on.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a full roster of people who have already offered to do it. Whether they're all available simultaneously,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
knows? But
Yeah. That's a whole
yeah,
nother story. Um, I think I was reading a little bit today. Do you guys already have enough material in the can for another album?
not even close.
Okay. All right. Then I must have read that wrong. I thought that I had read that, you guys have got some new music that are ready to go, but I stand corrected.
Cauldron's close.
That's good to hear, Jason. I'm glad to hear
That's
that more than you
that's been
know.
my focus this year. So
That's great. That's really great. I'm glad to hear that.
Outstanding.
Yeah, that's some exciting stuff. On our end, I don't even think I've picked up an electric guitar since the last chord on this record.
Really.
No, but I never write on guitar anyways. So,
I gotcha.
but I mean, I am actively writing music for other band Action, but
Sure. Well, actually,
I think
since you brought it up, you guys just released a new single. Moonlight just came out like a week ago, right?
yeah, it came out. Well, it came out maybe a month or two ago. Yeah,
Okay. I'm a little late to the
yeah,
party then, but yeah, good stuff.
yeah. We recorded that as out of the deep dark hiatus,
Been like
and
nine,
there's a
ten
lot.
years.
Yeah, there's a lot more coming out on that side of things. So, Moonlight I would say, is like the bridge song between you know old Action and what we're about to hear moving forward. So, yeah, I'm very excited to do that too. So right now, that's actually my focus, and
Sure.
maybe a Lockhart single you know for the next Lockhart thing, but a new record I would have to have the right amount of time and
I gotcha. Sure. Sure.
feel it, and you have to do it right, right?
100%. Well, that's good to know
See,
that you guys are both busy with, Cauldron and Action. So,
yeah.
and Lockhart's like the cherry on top. So that's great. Go ahead, Butch. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask if you said you don't write on guitar, you like write primarily on piano then, or
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I write on because you can play all your bass notes or chords
right?
on your left hand, and you can play melodies and harmonize melodies on your right. So it's kind of like having most of a band right there at your fingertips. Where a guitar, you're limited with, certain chords you can't play. Like on a piano, you can play 4 notes in a row. It sounds like crap, but you can do it. You couldn't do that on a guitar, right?
Yeah.
So you're actually a little more versatile when it comes to songwriting if you know how to play piano. At least in
How
my
long have you been
opinion.
playing?
Oh, since middle school. So probably since I was 10, 11,
All right.
something like
Cool.
that. Yeah.
Who were your big influences, if you don't mind me asking? Like in terms of like segueing into the rock world with it.
With keyboards?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't really have any. I'll be completely honest with you. I'm actually not very sentimental with like music influences.
Okay.
I remember some people have asked me before, and I run out of names, and I start throwing hockey players at them. But
I would never know. I'd be like, oh, all right, I'll have to look that guy up.
yeah. The Australians didn't know either. I was Bobby Orr and Gordie Howe, Timmy Horton. But with keyboardists, I mean Jim Peterick of Survivor.
Yeah, great songwriter too.
Yeah, exactly. Amazing songwriter, and I'd say that's kind of where my big influences come from. It's like the songwriters.
Gotcha.
But as for like players, I mean, they're everywhere. But Peterick, incredible.
Yeah.
And I'm not as proficient as like guy from Malmsteen, Johansson, Jens, I think.
Yeah.
Jens Johansson. Like that guy's a freaking powerhouse. But is he a songwriter like Peterick? I have no idea. Right.
We wouldn't know because Yngwie doesn't let him.
Yeah, exactly. I think he plays in Stradivarius now. Or
I think that's right. I think you're right. Yeah. We were just talking to somebody else about that.
He was in Silver Mountain with his brother too. So
right. Yeah. So yeah, no big keyboard influences like outside of hearing, the sound coming out of a synthesizer and go, ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that Tom Sawyer Rush sweep of that one note. Like that's pretty cool. But is Geddy Lee my favorite keyboardist? I don't know. Eddie Van Halen's a great keyboardist. There was.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, we want to respect your time, but before we go, we've got to have a little bit of fun here. Jason's fairly familiar with how this works, so here's what we're gonna do. What's that?
I'm in no hurry. I'm enjoying my time here. So
okay, well we'll keep going here. We'll keep going. What we've got here are 6 albums. Butch has already got a pen and paper. He's gonna keep track. I'm gonna show you 6 albums. You have no idea what is coming next, and you have to rank these albums blindly between 1 and 6, 1 being the best, 6 being the least. Again, you don't have a clue what's coming next, okay? But you got to rank them 1 through 6. You guys can do this separately, tag team it, I don't care, but here we go. You ready? All right, album number 1. Rank it between 1 and 6.
6.
Yeah, for me, I was going to say 6.
Okay. 6 it is for both. Okay, next one.
Who's writing this down?
Butch has got it.
Because I remember last time we lost track.
My secretarial skills are magnificent.
Okay. Butch.
5.
Oh, man. You guys are to pick.
Well, I don't know what's coming next, man.
That's true. That's true. You don't.
I'm considering this.
All right, here we go.
Does a
Ready?
fool ever learn? Come on.
You might be wishing you ranked something different. I don't know. Here we go.
REO Speedwagon?
REO Speedwagon.
In your letter. Ooh, in your letter.
4.
Yeah.
4.
Right up the line.
Oh, man.
Starting
it's like Jerry Rafferty, right down the line.
Right. All right, here you go.
Easy. I really do like that album. 2.
Yeah. It's not my favorite Maiden album, but I'll go with it.
Okay. All right.
You'll go with what number?
I'll go with 2.
Okay, so
I don't know. Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with you. I like that album more than I like Helix's album there. I like it.
So
I can't re-rank things, so
We got 3 and 1 left.
all right. Here you go.
Three.
yeah, that's what I
You
said.
guys are getting the same right down the line.
Damn.
Although I like yeah, 3.
3. All
I'm
right.
scared what
Pull
number
out that
one's
Thunder
gonna be.
Mug record.
It's gonna be 1.
This must have worked out for you guys okay, because there's our final.
Oh,
well, that's obviously number 1.
the hell. You know
Well, I
what?
took shit because I put a Triumph album in the last one, and you guys were like, "Where's the Rush?"
You know,
I
guys,
figured I gotta have Rush.
today I did an interview, okay, and it said, "What are your musical differences between Jay and myself?" And I was like, "Well, Jay really likes Triumph, and I really like Kansas or Toto," is what I said. But
Okay.
another example was Jay really likes 80s Rush, and I really love Farewell to Kings. Like I
Actually,
love 7th Rush. That's my Rush era, right?
nice.
So it's funny you brought that up. Like I've listened to that album a billion times.
Yeah, for the most part, this is probably my favorite Rush. I mean, you can mix them all up on any given day, but I reach for this one probably the most. So I'm right there with you on that one.
That's been a grower for me. For whatever reason,
yeah.
Over the years, I didn't like it as much as the albums around it, or like I always like for a long time I liked the first one the best, and then it was everything up to Farewell to Kings I liked better, and then I liked Hemispheres, and then once you get into that trio of records starting with Permanent Waves, and like I just that songwriting in those 3 records is like, but Farewell to Kings, like the more I listen to it, I'm like, man, I was missing out all these years because. And now it sounds great. Now it's great because it's more fresh to me when I put it on.
Sure. Because you overlooked it for so long. This is just a album I was going to bring up. Have you guys ever heard of Blue Tears? Does that ring a bell for anybody?
Don't know that.
No.
Does it sound like Bon Jovi? I'm surprised you have that record.
They remind me a lot of Lockhart. That's why I brought it up, because I was like, man, I wonder if you guys like these guys too. There's some stuff in here too that really blends in well with what you guys do too. So
I'll have to check that out.
I'll listen to it. I always see it get compared to Bon Jovi, which I like the first 2 a lot, and then after that, I'm like, I don't know if I want to listen to that Blue Tears. But now that you say that, I'm like, now I got to listen to it.
Yeah, there's a little bit of Jovi in there. I don't pick up on it that much, but it's kind of because Blue Tears came out at the very end of the.
I gotta write that down.
Yep.
I got nothing to write on. Send it to me.
Take a picture and text you, Jason. Yeah, it's really good stuff though. I mean, it's very melodic, keyboards, the whole thing. So I think if you haven't heard that, you guys probably really dig that. So
I like that.
Yeah, have you guys heard Kraft? Craaft?
No.
I think they were German. Klaus Lully, the one guy in the band, was in a band in the 70s that did one record on Casablanca Records. They were called, I don't know how the fuck to pronounce this. It's like Schloss. This Sehloss. They're like a German status quo. But this band Kraft, I think they did 2 records in the 80s, and I think you guys would probably dig both those records. Especially there's one, it's kind of like it's like a sepia tone kind of thing. It just has the 3 dudes in the band on the front. But big songs, great vocals and keys and stuff like that. So,
no, I like that Czar album.
Which one?
Czar.
Wasn't John? You talking about ZAR?
Yeah,
well, John Lawton was on at least the first record, right?
Yeah. That's a big one for me.
I forgot all about that until recently. I think I heard it. Someone put it on, and I was like, "Holy crap! I forgot about this album." Really good singer.
So
I love John Lawton.
What's the metal scene like right now in, I guess, Canada in general, but in your immediate area? I mean, I know we talked to Jason about this a while back, but yeah, I mean,
I'm out of touch. Devon might know better than me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. the metal scene in Toronto. I lived right between Detroit and Toronto, like
Okay.
equal distance. In Toronto, there's a few bands. It's not nowhere near as healthy. And I don't mean like, how do I want to put this? It's nowhere near as thriving as it was in like 2010, 9 to 15, say.
Hmm.
So there's like a 10-year stretch where, you know, Goat Horn really started things, and then bands started latching on to, you know, what they had brought and realized that this sort of music could be done.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of exploded and bands did really well. And then things started dissipating. COVID killed a lot.
Yeah.
But right now, I mean, like I said, I'm between Detroit and Toronto. There's a band called Wanted in Detroit
Oh yeah.
who are
Yeah,
young kids.
those guys sound like just like Dawkins, man. Those guys are great.
Yeah, we played with them, Jay and I, in Toronto in October last year, and I became buddies with them, and I'm talking to them ever since. And those guys are killing it. So, and I think there's something going on out in Detroit. There's other bands that are trying, like they're supporting Wanted, and they're similar styles, and I really wish the best for those guys, and I hope that what happened in Toronto in, you know, the 2000s happens in Detroit right now, for their sake, and I hope it continues in Canada. But right now, I've got my eyes to the west.
Yeah, it seems like little hot spots pop up every now and then. I know Buffalo was pretty popular for a little bit. Like you said, Detroit. Milwaukee had their heyday, but that's been kind of a stagnant market for a long time now. But yeah, you never know. Chicago's always fairly healthy. So that's good to hear.
Mike and I
Yeah,
talked to some kids about a year ago, like kids like early 20s, called Centaurus, that
Oh yeah.
I thought have a lot of potential. I think they just started playing live. They just added like they recorded as a trio, and then they added another guitar player, and they sound kind of like, the best way to describe it is they're like in that old Metallica Testament, kind of that
Megadeth.
riffy thrash Megadeth kind of vein. But it's always cool to see dudes that young like playing music like that, kind of like, that we it's cool that it stays alive like that way. And you were talking to them, and they'd be throwing out some of their influences, be more modern bands, and then they're playing like the music that they're playing is like. So I think that's pretty rad. I've
yeah.
yet to see a I've yet to see a show up in Canada, and I need to rectify that. I always wanted to play up there, but I always heard it was like kind of like United States and Canada and the UK are like three places that it's like tough to get into if you're not from there.
We
Canada should
used
be easy.
we used to bring a lot of bands up from the States, like Twisted Tower Dire,
Yeah.
Widow, Vulture.
We brought High Spirits with Action.
Yeah.
Sure, there
Oh,
was.
Bill, that would have been a great show. Love those guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah,
love high spirits.
I do.
yeah. That would have been like 2015, I think, that we brought those guys up. So just after their Another Night kind of release. I'm not even sure if they had anything else out at the time. Whenever we brought them to Toronto, and no one knew who they were. It was kind of neat.
It's cool.
But out in Europe at the time, like they were every festival or every concert or everywhere you went, I heard all about these guys. Back home, it was like they're playing a small club in Toronto with us.
I was going to ask you guys
Yeah.
too, because Butch just brought this up, kind of reminded me. It's really nice to see that a lot of the younger guys are playing, in the garage with instruments, writing, creating, and all that. Where there's this whole AI thing going on now, where it's making things way too easy and really blurring the lines between is this real music or is this AI? Me and Butch have both been fooled a couple of times already. And it sucks because at face value you're like, wow, this is really good. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, this is AI. So what's what are your feelings on that as musicians? I'm pretty sure we're all in agreement here. We all think it sucks, but
I
you
can
know,
tell when it's fake.
man,
Yeah, no, me
I
too.
used to think I could, but I got duped not too long ago. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
I think the
Yeah.
art is usually like a tell right away.
Yeah, that
Oh
And
for
then
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
like my fucking
Artwork.
the drummer in my cover band will go like he'll send it to the group text. He'll be like, "Oh, check this out! It sounds just like Zeppelin." Or listen to this. It's a great sounds like a great old '70s jam. And I'm like, right away, I look at the cover thing. I'm like, Jeff. And I go listen to it. Like, dude, that's
It's not
AI,
real.
brother. And
Yeah.
he'll be like,
Uh-oh. Yeah, we got accused of being AI.
What?
Once we released City Pulse, the single and the music video, somewhere, my it was brought to my attention by my fiance that she's on an AOR page online somewhere,
uh-huh.
like a forum page or something, and it was like there's a ton of people that are on this forum. AOR is pretty popular, I suppose, in Europe, and someone posted it, and there was the first comment was, "I think this is AI." She showed me, and then the next one was, "This is confirmed AI," and there was like hundreds of people that were like, "Oh, another one lost," right? And I'm like, I'm not one to get in there and interject.
Yeah.
So I'm telling Steph, I was like, you got to fix this. You got to get in
Yeah.
there and be like, I recorded this music video. Like I filmed this. It's real.
It's real.
So
These are real people.
the guy who claimed that it was AI confirmed, so he says, actually ended up buying the single, and then I ended up meeting him in Sweden and he got a shirt. So that worked
But
out. But yeah,
at least you got that face to face and said, "Look,
yeah.
I'm
I called
flesh
him
and
out
bone."
again. Yeah, I told him can't help. But yeah, I hate it. I don't even like the band artwork that features on AI, like the ultra digital, like fully in the box computer art that
Yeah.
like I don't even I don't listen to these bands, but I would imagine that like the new Nightwish album probably looks like whatever I'm describing, like just
Yeah.
totally, you know, there's no one really put much effort into it, and it's like
Yeah.
it sounds like how it looks,
Right.
and
Sterile.
even that to me is like
Yeah. Yeah. I
like
hear you.
it says feels like the artists don't care. Like the artist must have been like, yeah, whatever cover, I don't care.
Yeah.
Slap it on there, record label executive, moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People will eat it up.
labels too, like especially at least like the bigger ones that aren't as concerned about the art as the finance part of it, or probably, if you're a young band, you probably don't even stand a fucking chance anymore. They'll probably just tell you what's going to be the record cover, and they'll AI it up so they don't have to pay shit for it and slap
Yeah.
it on there and put it out because the margins are so much smaller
Yeah,
now for that
That's
anyone
the
making
problem.
any money.
Yep.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
this vulture cover here. Okay, can you see this?
Yep.
Yeah,
Hand drawn. How cool is this? Like I'm gonna look at this all day long.
Yeah.
yeah,
But you know the stuff I'm talking about, I wouldn't even look at the album cover. I'd open it up, grab the CD or whatever, and
Yeah.
never look back. So
I think the first one that took some shit for it, what didn't when Kerry King's solo album came out, I think that album cover was all AI and people were like, "Dude, what is this garbage?" And
really,
I think Deicide too, their last album was all AI cover and people called them out on it too.
and he stood by it.
Yep.
D-side was all like, yeah, no, this is the future of music. You know,
That's that.
screw artists or screw
Yeah.
creativity. I don't know what their logic was. Maybe it's evil. It is kind of evil when you think about it.
yeah.
It
I
In a
mean,
is.
vein, D-side, right?
it gets kind of tough because some people like it's like where do you put where's your line of demarcation with this? Because like it's like the concept of using the AI itself, like it enabled there are things you can do with it, like they did with that Beatles song that came out a couple years ago, where they're able to like you can get the separation in the tracks to then be able to go in and like
Yeah.
use musicians to actually finish the song, but then there are some artists that use AI like as a tool, and I don't know. It's tough. I guess it would be tempting, like especially for someone that's in like a has a block going or something like that to lean on it, but
Yeah.
it's rough. Like the amount of stuff that's flooding out there now that they're just trying to pass off is, flood them into the playlists and things like that. And people don't, people like us are kind of like a minority when it comes to the whole group of people listening to streaming music and stuff. Like most people don't like, same as like back in the day before the days of streaming, like people that listen to, only top 40 radio all the time, or only, what the radio fed them and never looked beyond the end of their nose. Like,
Yeah.
most people just don't give a shit as long as they like the song, so they don't care, which is scary because, I'm hoping there's always going to be a market for real, because AI music doesn't make the air move when you go see it live.
Right.
It's kind of like when bands don't show up with amplifiers, they're just going direct and there's no air moving. And I'm not, necessarily like, I don't want to come off as like criticizing every band that does that, but I don't know. That's me being old man yelling at club. Like if I'm seeing a band live, I want to feel the vibrations coming up through the floor and the air moving around me.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah, I have nothing to do with it. I don't get it. I only understand my guitars, so
Let's keep it that way.
whatever comes out of me is going to be real.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It's been a pleasure. I always enjoy talking with you, Devon. Pleasure meeting you. Congrats on a killer album.
Yeah, great record, guys.
I think as
Seriously.
more people get their hands on it, you're gonna get more accolades as it comes in, because it's really, really that good. So congrats. City Pulse came out June 12th. If you're a vinyl junkie like all of us, July 3rd, you can get it in your hands. High Roller Records. Keep an eye out. You never know what might come of Lockhart. Definitely keep an eye out for Axxion, and I'm excited to see that and hear that Cauldron might have something in the works as well. So if there's anything that we can ever do for you guys, don't be a stranger. Jump on anytime that you want.
We'll let you know. Thanks.
Yeah, definitely. Our casa is your casa.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Come on anytime you want.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, fellas.
Everybody. Thanks for joining us for another episode of For the Sake of Heaviness. And we'll see everybody again real soon.
Have a good night.
Have a good night, gentlemen.
See you, Jason.
So much.
See you, Devon.